Take two. I said, let me take two this whole, because I definitely recorded this already, but I lost it because I didn't label it. Fuck. Welcome to She Gets It, because I get it. I be doing shit. You be doing shit. We all doing shit. Today I wanted to talk about, are you still healing? Okay? People talk about healing and I need to heal and, I'm doing my work, but are you really doing your work? Are you really doing your work? Okay? Are you doing more than not just talking about it? You know what I'm saying? And healing, real healing, is about being fucking honest, first of all. Acknowledging and balancing your circumstances. Okay? Knowing your why before people ask you why. Alright? I'm gonna talk about all of that shit. Hope you guys enjoying y'all hump day. Some of y'all probably got a hump in. I don't know what your life is like. But we here. Welcome to She Gets It.
Do you suffer from headaches, digestive problems, maybe even sleep issues? Well, Botanically Blended is an all-natural, handcrafted, raw botanical tea line that crafted teas that treat and relieve the symptoms that accompany these ailments, like pain, inflammation, swelling, rash, and fluid retention. The teas are taken easily and simply. We offer tea consultations so we can help people that may need to address certain needs and for those that are looking for more guidance. In order to schedule a consultation, you can go to www.botanicallyblended.com, or you can go to our Instagram at botanically_blended and DM us and set a consultation up through there, which also includes a full-size tea. Get blended and drink yourself to better health.
Alright, so first and foremost, don't let anybody rush your healing. Don't let anybody tell you that you're fine. Don't worry about it. If you don't feel fine, you don't feel fine. If you're not feeling a person, you're not feeling a person. If you're not feeling a situation, you're not feeling a situation. If you leaving is going to help you, then leave. If you doing something better for you is better for you, don't feel guilty about that shit. Don't feel guilty about still healing and being able to say that honestly. Okay? Because I know my shitty days be extendos. My shitty days be extendos sometimes. Alright? And I think as human, decent people, we have to recognize when people are healing, and just because we want them or just because we need them for X, Y, and Z, it doesn't mean they are obligated to be for us right now in this moment. Maybe they might be for you later. And if your later don't line up with their later, fuck it. But selfishly, I feel like people demand like, I demand to watch this show at 5 o'clock because I got other shit going on, and at 5 o'clock it's going to play. No, people not like that. People are not like that. Okay? So for me, I could only speak for me because I am who I am. I could be happy randomly. And I can't even tell you why I'm happy. That's just a move. That's catch this wave, okay? I recognize when people, environments, and current situations ain't for me and are not helping me. You ain't never got to be ashamed of being human. You ain't never got to be ashamed of being flawed. Managing your emotions is a fucking lifestyle. It's not something you get right now and you good. Memories and past shit, that shit come in waves. And I think over time, as you process it, you get better at processing it. But it doesn't really go away. Even when you have like your own kids, that's when like deep-rooted childhood trauma comes the fuck up, you know? This week I was on Twitter, my land, and Moms and Martinis said that a woman with hella plans equates to her having hella trauma. And I was like, well, wait a minute, because when I grew up, I remember hating the way my mom loved plants. Okay, my mom grew up in Jamaica. She was one of 13. I think she was the youngest. And she always secluded herself outside in like a canopy in a tree, or she climbed a tree and she sat there for her peace, right? So her liking plants, knowing about the environment, knowing about animals, it was just like her place, right? Fast forward, she becomes a mom, and every apartment, every house, there was plants everywhere. I'm talking about plants on the window, plants at the door, plants in the kitchen, plants in the living room, plants in the office, plants in the room, plants. And you know, for me, plants equate to flies, equate to bugs and dirt in the house. I don't fuck with bugs. Okay? I've never been a Bug's Life type of girl. So I've always hated plants in the house. Fast forward. Boom! I popped 2 kids out. My woo-ha. What do I have in the house? I got 3 plants in my room. I got 7 plants in my living room. 4 plants in my kitchen. And 17 plants outside on my patio, in my backyard. Maybe Moms and Martinis podcast is on to something. Because my mom did grow up with a lot of trauma. I grew up with my own trauma. Even though my mom spent a lifetime of trying to avoid that shit. But I had my own shit. Today, I still deal with my own shit. And my fucking phone is about to die, so I gotta rush this shit. Because I don't want to lose it. We all have that shit, okay? None of our lives are perfect. Nobody's life is perfect, okay? And past times, I remember to have gratitude now. You will find your own energy. Shout out to protectyourenergy.com, KDE. You will find your own people, and you have to set your own expectations about yourself. Not your job set the expectations that they need from you. Not the person you're in a relationship with set the expectations that you gotta be this and you gotta be. What do you have to be for you? Figure out what the fuck that shit is. And expressing your truth will become easier. So if you are still healing, cool. That means you're still human. You're acknowledging whatever the fuck you got going on so you can explain it to the next person. And you can still tell people what the fuck is up and not feel guilty about that shit. And figuring out that you cannot continue to blame yourself for everything that has happened to you and your reaction to it is the comfort zone. All right? You're not going to fix this shit overnight. You're not going to fix this in 6 months. You're not going to fix it in 2 years. It might take you a whole lifetime. I still deal with my childhood trauma of how I grew up while raising my daughters. Okay? And I will say, what your parents do, unconsciously, you imitate. Okay? For instance, I feel like my mom and I are one and the same, except I haven't been married. And I know when to fucking leave relationships. I've never felt tied to a relationship. My mom avoided dating and having relationships with men while raising me and my youngest brother, right? I feel like I'm avoiding dating while raising my kids as if I can't do both. And it's a lot to do with a comfort level. It's a lot to do with, like, I can manage me, I can manage them, but I don't know about managing a relationship and all of that shit. That's a lot. And that comes with a lot of trust. It comes with exposing yourself, being open to something that's not a definite. And I deal with definites. Okay, I've never dealt with something that's not definite, and kids and myself, and so the con of that is I never grew up seeing healthy relationships. That was not a thing that I grew up seeing, and I don't want my kids not to see that, because here I am repeating that shit. So when I feel like I'm cool and I'm ready to do that shit, then I'll do it. And I can be 2 feet in. In the past, I feel like I was always 1 foot out, ready for the disappointment, prepared for the disappointment, and ready for the shit not to work. And you don't want to start anything ready for some shit not to work, because it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I recognize that. I know I need to do work. I know I'm not ready. And I'm still fucking healing. And people who fuck with me the most, they gonna understand that and not be pushy about it. But I would say 86% of why I'm comfortable by myself is that. Okay? I don't feel like I'm going to balance that well. So it's easier just to do without. It's not easier to do without, but emotionally it's safer not to do without and not to feel disappointed by someone who doesn't have to be here. If that makes sense. But yeah, if you're still healing, cool. Heal. If you need to take your time, cool. Take your time. Don't let nobody rush you on that shit. She gets it. Peace.